Why is Capital Markets Union taking so long when it is so needed across the EU? Good morning to you.
Good morning. No, listen, I think this is a multifaceted project, and we knew it would always be that. We started back in 2015, and I think the idea of the Capital Market Union came very much from the back of the great financial crisis, the realization that we needed more private risk sharing in Europe, more alternative source of funding for companies. And that's why we set out in this project on 2015 with an action plan. We have now recently in 2020 done a second action plan. And I think the good news is we're doing some progress. We see that EU companies are increasingly turning not only to bank financing, but also, for example, the corporate bond market is improving. We also see an increased retail participation in capital markets, which of course is very useful. But I think it's fair to say that we also still have some way to go. We put forward last year in November a capital market union package, which included various regulatory measures. For example, we want to introduce a so-called European single access point, which means one point of where investors can find consolidated data relevant for their companies, relevant for investing. I also think that we see now that the CMU, the Capital Markets Union, has a bit of an additional purpose, and that is the financing of the green transition, the financing of the digital transition, of course, the recovery following the pandemic. So all in all, I think there are many, many good reasons for a Capital Market Union. We are making progress, but it's true that this takes a little bit of time. But to be fair, we always knew it would take time because there's not one silver bullet. There's not this one measure that makes a CMU happen. You need a regulatory conducive framework, and that's what we are working on now. But you also need action by the market participants, of course, by national regulators, and a collective commitment to get there.
But Paulina, I think this is a clear and present crisis. I have done ever since I used to speak to Lord John Hill. I thought we were making progress as a great European. I thought he was a commissioner. I thought we were making great progress in the middle of the last decade as well. Who's dragging their feet? Because this is if we can move quickly on COVID and vaccines, we can move quicker on this, surely to goodness.
But I think the challenge here is really that there is not that one measure that you serve it on the silver plate and you have your Capital Markets Union. That's just not the way it works. And that's why we need to continue to work on many strands in parallel, be it an increased retail participation in the market, being also, by the way, tackling some of the more difficult measures. And here I think, for example, of tax, I think of corporate insolvency, and these are issues we are looking at. We know they are complicated. We know that these are areas where, of course, there are a lot of national differences in member states, and that's what makes it complicated. But we are committed to do this. So I think that it's a little bit, is the glass half full or glass half empty? I think the glass is half full, but it's clear that there's a lot that needs to be done still. Now, I think the good news is that there is a lot of recognition in the European Union member state that this is important. That's something that we need to work on for all the reasons that have been mentioned. So I think there is a bit of momentum now, also with the sustainable transition and the digital transformation. But again, there is not one measure. It's just so much that has to happen in parallel.
Paulina, can I ask you if there's a clock ticking now, because we've got this market environment where access to credit is just tightening because of the interest rate environment. As we talk about integration of the financial system, is it more important than ever that this happens quickly?
Well, I think it's right that the quick we can get into this well-integrated, well-functioning, seamless capital market union in Europe, the better, of course.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.